Our students, Brian Proctor, the art teacher, back again with another lesson, or should I say tutorial. So this is going to be the pose that we're working with today. I think the other ones were men. Well, I know the other ones were men is more detailed. You don't really, this one, slow down. This is the one we're working with today. The others were men, so we're doing a female today. It doesn't have a lot of muscle because you don't want to put a lot of muscle on a female unless you're trying to make a big female. But this one I wanted to do to introduce some foreshortening. So this is going to be a short, simple one. And because this is going to be short and simple, I'm going to talk to you about something else real quick. Okay, art students, one of your fellow art students, Edgar Campusano, if I'm pronouncing that right, he's been number one, he's been constantly in contact with me, watching the videos, asking me questions. And he has been working on his own stuff. So he's been asking me to do covers for him. I'm just trying to get something off my monitor that has jumped up about Norton. And we'll continue now. So he's been asking me to do covers for him. So I helped him out because I see he's kind of like me. He's somebody that's got all these ideas and stories. And I try to help people out, especially, he's trying to get out the word. That's the biggest thing. He's trying to get out the word. So I've done a couple covers for him, and I'm just going to show you real quick the covers that I did for him. And he's got these books that he's working on, and he's coming out. And as I said, because he's constantly been in touch with me, he asked me to do, and my time is extremely limited, but I did it because, because I see his potential and what he wants to get out. But for now, this is the one I'm going to talk about. This is Joe Box. This is one of his stories that he has out that he asked me to do the cover. I did the cover, and he's got a book out for Joe. He's got a couple other books out, which I did not have anything to do with, so I don't have any covers to show you. But at the end of the link, his information is going to be the end of the link. At the end of down below, his information is going to be there. So if you want to contact him. But so this is a book, and it's also an ebook out on Amazon, and it's about getting the word out. It's Christian, about love, faith, the whole 9 yards. It's continuing in process, so he's got some way to go. But for now, he's got the book out, Joe Box. Go check it out. Show him some love. As a fellow artist, a fellow art student. Download the book, buy the book, and this one is more for younger audiences. I mean, you won't see any blood and guts and him ripping somebody's head off, anything like that. This is for younger audiences. But yeah, go to Amazon, check it out. The link will be down below. And if you want to contact him, because I believe he might be looking for writers and inkers and artists, the whole 9 yards. He's trying to, he's trying to get his little company started. So, check it out. Check it out. Yeah. So anyway, we will get back to this as soon as I zoom back in. I had to zoom out so you can see all the crap on my desk, junky desk, and yeah. All right, let's get back into the lesson. All right, so let's get to it. So as I said, the reason why I did this one is I wanted to get into some foreshortening and kind of get back into doing the female body anatomy a little bit more for those who are struggling to do it. And I think somebody wrote me and said he was trying to draw female women and he got in trouble. Parents saw him and he got in trouble. And yeah, so it was kind of like that when I was young. When I was trying to teach myself how to draw, I was trying to find pictures of, half-dressed women, but even with the top on a woman, you need to know how the breasts are shaped and move and so forth, so on. So only when I got older was I able to get, books that show, women. So yeah, but that's another story. All right, so any position that you see or I see that I'm trying to draw, unless I'm trying to draw it in my head, I'll look at the direction it's going and the form. So this one's going to be pretty easy. And I talked about doing the triangle. Some people like to do the circle like I do with the men, and then they put the triangle on the bottom. And that can be done, but to me, this is kind of fat. Even though they do it narrow, I kind of like to go with the triangle myself. And, it's just, especially when they're in front. So I'm going to do the triangle method for this one. I'm going to make it a little smaller just because when I draw women, I tend to draw longer legs. So seeing as it's straightforward, you do this. Your first triangle is going to be the actual length from the shoulders to the crotch. Your second triangle is going to stop at the point. The bottom is going to stop at the point. the top is going to stop at the line. Now you can even have it, the hips the size of the shoulders, by just drawing a line and say, okay, this is as far as I want the hips to go. Or you can have the hips come out a little bit further, wider, depending on the type of female that you are trying to draw. Like that. But it's a practice thing. It's a practice thing. You just practice until you get the kind of shape that you want to do. So I do this, and the reason I use that is because most of the work is done. So I just throw a head, some arms on there, and some legs, and boom, you know, I got the shape. So let's do the legs. Now with the female, you can do legs. You can, if you want to bring the legs in, you just curve in. What I do is like 2 lines, especially when I do a female leg. It's basically just best to do a straight line. But let's do this inside first. I do a straight line, curve it in, and back out, and in. If you're doing just bringing the legs down, you know, because when I have a book, and I'm so lazy, all I have to do is put the letter it, and get it formatted and put out on Amazon of how to draw women. And the thing I said is draw the diamond or kite. The diamond is perfect. The kite has a little longer bottom like that. And then you just draw that here, which would have been a diamond again, if you kind of like look at the shapes. And then you have your legs. You draw your feet down here. Like I say, I always draw my legs for women longer. So let's just do this. I'm going to erase this anyway. So here I have my feet, which is another triangle. So drawing women are just drawing like triangles, and then you just add some curve in and out, which is kind of another diamond shape. Triangle here, and then you have the female. It's very, very simple once you learn your shapes and can draw the shapes, but she's not standing like this. So I just wanted to show you that. All right, so drawing the legs. So she's got her legs apart. So again, we're going to draw that triangle, and then I'm going to draw just straight down 2 cones. Getting messy now. 2 cones, and then you're going to have your knee wherever you're going to put your knee at. Remember, this is straight down. This is straight down. This is straight down. So wherever I put my knee at, I'm going to curve this around into the knee, and then back out. Yeah, you can see. So it's the same thing here. I'm going to curve this into the knee, and then back out, and then back in. So you don't want a lot of muscles on the female. And the same with the hips. It's going to come in. You have your crotch right here. So their legs are going to come up like this into that hip. So again, so I'm going to curve this in, leaving space. Curve this into that knee, wherever that knee is. So you might want to draw a nice oval to fit that knee, or to represent that knee. Come into it, go back out, and then come in and curve around. And you just have to keep stuff lined up, which I know is not lined up. Keep it lined up. Bring it into the knee, come back and curve it around, and stop where you want to put your foot. And then for the foot, you want to go straight down, and then half of that triangle. And then just round it off a little bit. Straight down, out, round it off a little bit. I think her legs are spread more than this one. So we have this. So I want to go straight up. This is the body straight. I'm going to put the head just to be able to determine how wide I want her shoulders. Your head is going to determine the shoulders. And somebody asked me about drawing teens, kids, teens, and I have a video up on that. I sent you a link. If you're watching, I sent you a link. But the main thing on that one is the size of your head. Where's my pen tool? All right, so here's torso, torso, torso. Okay, you don't believe me? Here's the chest, here's the stomach, here's the neck, chest, stomach, neck, chest, stomach. neck. Okay, now if I take this, all these torsos are basically the same size. If I take this neck and I put just a wider head like that, it represents a younger kid. It looks like a young kid. Give him less neck. If it's a baby, it's going to be even wider with like no neck. And the torso is not going to be as big for a baby, but I'm just showing you this kind of example. Little baby chin, big head, no neck, and then shoulders. I mean, your shoulders come way up on his little head. So if I want to do somebody younger, I'll get rid of the little baby head. Younger, older, should I say. I make the head a little smaller. And that's the key to doing this, to doing teens and adults. So here's the young kid again. You're still going to have the shape of a head. Your head is going to start out round, and as you get older, it's going to stretch and elongate. So we have, that's why babies have like heads like kind of like this shape, and you have the little baby chin and the big jaws and the head like that. But you have that puffy cheeks and the big eyes, the little baby nose and a little baby mouth. And then eyes should have been like way down here anyway. Little baby ears, you know, so that's the difference. So that head is just going to kind of like expand and then, you know, kind of narrow out. So let's say we have this. So if I'm going to do more of a teen, I'm going to make that head more smaller than that as far as narrowing, and still going to have that roundness to it. But if I do an adult, I'm going to shape that head. I'm going to make that neck. He's going to have a little thin neck. The younger you are, you have no neck. The neck is going to be a little thicker. And if I'm going to do an adult, that head is going to be more smaller. And I'm going to shape that head, give him that flat on the side, that flat chin. And also I'm going to bring that neck out more. It depends on what I'm drawing. His neck is like that. So if I want to do a buff guy, I'm going to bring his neck out like that. And of course your shoulders are going to go a little wider because I'm going to give him some shoulders, a little more shoulders. And it's going to slope. The little boy's going to slope, same as a woman. Shoulders going to slope. So just in case you wanted to know how to draw, that's just a key point. Back to the women. I said I was going to keep this one short too, and I end up jumping away from it. All right, so we got that. Let's put her neck in. Remember, the neck is going to be thin, and I usually give my women a pointy chin like that and then come out. I'm going to exaggerate. Pointy chin and then come out like that, exaggerating, so it's more like this. But it's not going to be straight up and down like a man. It's going to come out more. Now she's got an afro. So yeah, anyway, this is what I do with women. I bring it out. And the head determines, as I said, how wide I'm going to make the shoulders. And then we'll give her a little bit of shoulder. I'll just do a small triangle just for the time being. But usually it comes down and it slopes like this. As if her hands are straight down, it's going to slope like that. But for this one, since her hands are up, I'm going to that triangle. The chest, the breasts. So if I did, let's just say a little more than halfway, where this connects, this is going to be like where her belt, let's just say her belt is going to be there. So just a little bit over that is going to be the stomach. And then just a little over that is going to be the breast, because the breasts go down lower than a man's. Female's breasts are lower than a man's. It can actually touch that line. So what I do is from the base of the chin, I do my heart. Center. It's my heart, depending on the size of the breast. If I want like a normal size cup, I don't know what breast size is, I'll keep it on the inside of her sides. If I want to do larger breasts, I will take it on the outside of that line. That's the difference. So, but because her hands are going to be up, you're not going to see the breasts, which is why I can use this as a cover. I might have to put some panties on her or something, because YouTube, sometimes it gets by, sometimes it doesn't. And this is why I don't do faces, but because when I start putting like ab muscles and stuff in it, they might be, oh, you're drawing naked females, and you know, kids are looking at YouTube. So yeah, all right, so let me erase all of this. And then I'm going to put, and one good thing about this is when you put hands in front of hands, you cover up a lot of stuff. And then when you put something, let's see if I can get this on top. When you put something like a sword or something, you cover up even more, so you don't have any, you don't have much to draw. Only when you're doing it from the front. So let's do this. Okay, I'm going to put one hand here, and anytime I draw hands, weapons, and hands, I like to draw where the positions of the hand, like if I'm putting a hand here and a hand here, I draw that first, and then I connect the arms to the shoulders. I don't try to draw the arm and then bring it back to where the hand is. I put the hand first. So I've got one hand here. All right, I had an abrupt phone call real quick. So back to it. One hand's going to be down here. Another hand is going to be right in front of it. And I can probably bring it up because that's a little too low. So let's put the top hand. Let's put the top hand like right here. And the bottom hand like right there. And then that hand, the sword, or the guard, I think it's the guard of the sword, is going to be like right here. So that's going to cover up a lot. So you're really going to see just this part of the hand here. So, and the strange thing is, if I'm holding something, like that. If I'm holding it up, I can just draw the square hand, shall we say. If I'm going to aim this something, no, I'll keep it that way. If I'm going to aim this something at you, my wrist is going to bend down. It's going to go straight and it's going to bend down. So this is going to come up. So if you ever, it's kind of hard on camera, if you ever have a knife or something and you're bending at somebody, you know that you have to draw this straight and it's got to go down, which curves this part up. So you're going to have to draw it like that. So now if I'm aiming it at somebody, and I can only do it at the top, your fingers are going to come out, especially this first finger. You see how that first finger comes out and covers the other ones? So you only see this finger and this finger. The rest are like behind here. So if it's like this, and I can't really do the camera, if it's like this with the bent wrist, like I'm pointing it, then you're not going to see too much of it. So, because it's going to be down. So you're going to have, and this is blue, this is lead. I have to turn my light on because there's a lot of glare. You're going to see that finger, and that one come. You're going to hold that, and you're going to see this other one is going to be behind it, and you're not going to see the other two. So it's kind of like what is that, like an L, almost like an L, because you have the three joints. And then this one comes there, and like I said, the rest are going to be behind. And I'm just showing that because I'm going to bring the guard up just above that. And then the other hand, okay, that depends on, and I don't know if I can do that on camera. It depends on the angle, and as I say, often drawing is a lot of depends on how much of this you're going to see, whether you're going to see the fingers or not. Turn this off now. Oh, a lot of glare. So I've got, okay, this is the hand right here, and the other hand is going to be here. So we're not going to see too much of that. It's going to be right in front of that. I should have did it with another color. But let's just say we're going to see the knuckles and one or two fingers. Same thing. Can you see that? It's got a lot of glare. You're not going to see anything else other than that. Now, this is really high, because when I'm doing a female, I cut the shoulders off like that. It's like a seam in a shirt. I cut the shoulders off, and this is going to be where the delt is going to be at, right here. So And since we're foreshortening, I'm going to show you anyway. Now, with this one, I have it going up. This hand is too high, and since I did it in pencil, what I'm going to do is I'm going to foreshorten the mess out of it. So this is just a circle. This is just say a circle with this little stick going into it. So what I have is the delt, this, which is the bicep, tricep, and this, which is the forearm with this little stick going into it, talking too much. And then I have my hand. I know you can't see that because the guard is going to be right there. All right, so forgive me, I'm eating some ice. It's hot in this room. The one thing I like and don't like, I'm going to talk about computers, because if you were doing this on a computer, it's easy just to hit a button and to slide this down, slide this up. And to me, that's cheating, okay? If you make a mistake, you should be able to have the skill to fix your mistake, not use a computer to slide stuff around. If you make the shoulder too wide, you can inch it back. No, erase the thing and then do it again. So let's do this other arm real quick, because this is getting longer than I wanted. So the same thing, this arm is going to go out more. It's going to go out. This is my delt right here. So I'm going to go here, make that cylinder, and that other part of that cylinder right here, or oval right there, to do it. So this hand is here. Now, if I don't want that, like the elbow come here and that elbow bent like that, then I'll bring this up more. I'll bring that cylinder up more. Now I'm going back to the pencil. And then that's going to be there, and that's going to be there. And that's going to give you the arm straight out. Let's see if I can do this guy here, that arm straight out thing. That's why it's always good to have a reference. Even if you can't afford something like this, if you can afford an old cheap G.I. Joe knockoff or something, you know, get it, as long as it's got good articulation. But if not, take a picture of yourself. I'm sure you have a camera phone. Everybody has a camera phone. So I don't think this guy's going to do it. Which is what? So this was on top, this was on the bottom. So shoulders in, on top and the bottom. So it would be like that. So the more, you see how long these arms are? So the more it faces you, the shorter and the more of an oval shape they are going to take. Let me see if I can get some light on this guy. Would it help or would it not help? It would kind of help. So yeah. You just have to know where you want to put your hands. You don't want to put your hands too high. You don't want to put them too low. It depends on the position you want. And then it also depends on how much you're going to angle the whatever at a person. You know, if I want to angle it, like if I'm aiming at you, I can have it straight up at you, or I can have it tilted a little bit, just the way I have this. So we have that. Then we have the guard, which is right here, which covers up all of that nonsense that you can't really even make out because I've got too many pencil lines. And then I did what I did with the sword. I could have had the sword just straight, but I angled it so that you can see some of the blade, the side of the blade, because when I was drawing it, I was like, just angle it a little bit like that. So now, just what I'm going to do, I'm going to see that she shouldn't have a lot of lats, so I'm going to bring that in, curve that waist. There's a bone here, so it's like if you do a double V like this, you're going to hit this, you get that little curve, and that's only in real life. In animation, if you do like the animation girls, or if you're just doing more cartoon, you could just have just a smooth, just a go in a smooth line. Her legs are really, really, really big. I'm looking at that now because I'm taking it down, so it's going to be like that. And I told you I always make my female legs really long. You want to try to keep a line there. Here's going to be my knees. So again, I'm going to kind of keep this straight. Bring that knee over a little bit. like that, and which is much better. So if I get rid of these, as best I can with that, that's a lot better. So as I say, realistically, you're gonna have this like this lump there. Cartoony, you're gonna have just a smooth like that, and it's still kind of long. I can make this top part higher and wider. I can bring that in a little bit. Line for the stomach. Same thing, you have your bones here, and then you have your, I don't know what that, I'm gonna find out what that name of that muscle is. I mean, I could pause it and look at a book, but no. Legs are still big. I'm gonna do this one more time. Get that proportion right. I got so much red here, it won't erase. Bring that crotch up some. About right there, looks good. Go back to my red so there won't be so much glare from this pencil. And then use blue because I got too much red. That is pretty good. Remember I said how the legs are gonna be. My knee, straight down. So I'm gonna bring this in and back out, and you can kind of keep that straight if you want. You know, you don't have to have the calves for the female. So again, straight, my knee in here, come out, and then there. Now see, that's more the anime type shape where you have the narrower hips. That's a hard word for me. Narrower and synthesize. I don't know what it is. My tongue just doesn't want to do that. Versus this is more your realistic wide hips. And I think probably when I started drawing women, I used to just draw big, thick women because, yeah, I don't know why. Maybe that's all the reference I could find was thick women. I don't know. So, yeah, until I learned anime. So, yeah, and then again, like I say, it comes straight down as your foot. Bring it in, come straight down, and there's your foot. You want to just keep it on line. I know this is off, but this is a rough, quick drawing. And your hands. And like I said, this is a good cover up. I'm going to do another video. I don't want to stretch this one on hands, and then probably more harder hand positions like that, or like if you got something over your head, you want to bring it down on somebody. Yeah, just like when you see the insides of the hands when you're holding something from the insides. Where's my little cone at? When you're holding something, you know, from what does it look like? You know, what shape should you take? That kind of thing. So I'm working on that. I just got to get it in my head. So we have this shoulder, which is not going to be too far out. And as I said, we're going to have this come and slope down. I can make the head a little bigger. Bring the neck in, the collarbone. And then you should have that. I know I'm not liking this ending, but because of the time and because I had to show off Joe Box, yeah, I would do a little bit more. So fixing it, I'll bring this in and then work with that. This is going to go up, work with that. Put the arm, maybe bring the arm in a little bit more. Bring the arm in right here, and that delt is going to come into there, and then you have that, and then you can do whatever kind of a face you need to do. So that's going to be it for this video. I'm just going to end it like this and say, see you. Thanks for tuning in. Leave a comment. Hit the space bar. Hit the subscription if you haven't, if you like it. And please go to the main channel. I'm going to leave that link. Joe Box and the main channel link, and you can see all of my drawings because people are, I'm rambling. I said I was going to end it. People are always asking, can you do this? Can you do that? I've got way over 300 and some videos. I've been on doing this for 4 years. I got a lot of videos, so whatever you might need, I probably did it already. I'm just redoing a lot of stuff because I found an easier way to do it. So yeah, hit that main link, and then it'll take you right to the page where you can see all the videos that I have, and you can just scroll down and then, you know, check out what it is you need. Okay, so that's going to be it for this. I'll see you guys in the next video. Wait, I was supposed to show the ending. I was going to go to the main one ending with a nice little close-up, but I'm not going to stand up to zoom in. There you got it. Later.